Well, I've got spare parts from my last broken heart. Somehow more than what I had to start. Yeah, I've got spare parts. I tried to fix it best I remembered it. I hope it runs when I fire it up, 'cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use, what's left of it might be a perfect fit, 'cause I got spare parts. Took a piece of you, like lovers often do. I'll try to make it good as new, 'cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use, what's left of it might be the perfect fit, 'cause I've got spare parts. What's left of it might be the perfect fit, 'cause I've got spare parts.
Good morning, and welcome to the coffee shop with yours truly, me, Blaizeman. Hey, good morning to everybody. It is Sunday. I got my coffee. Too, Mr. B. Thanks for chiming in, pal. Salute everybody out there. I don't know why I don't use the network's coffee cups that we have available. I could be drinking my coffee. Let me get it up there a little bit. My camera will focus. It should. Anyways, you get the gist, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. Also, and then we got him with politicking with Mr. B. That's his old. Icon. And then we have other ones like we give away. It's like this I-12 mug. You know what I mean? Give that away. Or if you're a fan of the I-12 show that was produced and production here at the FFN network. Anyways, cool, right? So how's everybody Sunday morning? Isn't that a song? Somebody comment. It's like it it might be "It's a Beautiful Morning." Yeah, something like that. I thought it was like no. I really think there's a song called "Sunday Morning" or something like that. I don't know. But let's just get to it, right? So, um, first of all, I want to say good morning to my wife, my baby. I miss you, and she's at work. Hopefully, it's gonna go by quick. But anyways, um, so my wife and I, we have a good morning, babe. Good morning. Um, my wife and I haven't watched it. The Kamala Sunday in the Park. You know it. Oh, okay. Saturday, two in the park. Two, I think it was the 4th of July. Is that the one, V? um, yeah. So Miss Tammy and I, we didn't get a chance to watch the Kamala Harris um interview on CNN. Look, what disappointed me about it, again, I didn't watch it yet, but what disappointed me is the fact that it wasn't like going to be a live interview, and like, why not? Why did she not want to have a live interview? Number two, why did she have to bring her vice president with her? I don't understand. You know what I mean? I don't know why she had to do that, Tim Waltz and all of that fun stuff like that, right? So but for me, I get to watch it with you guys, so and what we're going to watch is the CNN's Kamala interview and campaign ad and all that stuff like that. So let's watch, ladies and gentlemen, and then of course we'll talk about the nonsense. We'll talk about how she's even in this position. We'll talk about, well, how in the hell is their numbers the way they are. It is a wool is being pulled over our eyes, ladies and gentlemen, and I can't understand why more people with all the podcasts that are out there, okay, are not seeing this. Does the Democrat Party really not give a shit of what their government does right in front of them? This woman, okay, this woman did not, I repeat, did not have a primary or anything to that effect. So, um, so what we'll do is we'll play the video, okay, and we'll take it from there. Sorry about the waterfall noise in the background. That's my turtle's tank. So, all right, let's take a listen.
Welcome on board. Thank you. It's good to see you.
This is not where Vice President Harris thought she would be.
We're going to Georgia.
Yes. 7th trip there this year for me.
A surprise nominee for president just months from Election Day. Set in motion after a stunning debate.
Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Some within your own party are wondering if President Biden should even step aside. What do you say to that?
There was a slow start, but it was a strong finish.
And then an extraordinary decision.
I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation.
Philadelphia!
What usually takes years of planning, coming together in a matter of weeks.
Tim Wall!
After a historic nomination at the convention in Chicago,
On behalf of
Yeah, are y'all watching this? Because this is how they did it, right? She just comes out of nowhere. It's like, look at all of these people. Why are none of these people saying, well, how come we didn't get a chance to have a primary? Miss Tammy had said it best on the Miss Tammy and Blaizeman show Thursday night. Y'all missed a good show, by the way, too. Anyways, and she was saying, the same thing is that no primary, right? There was time to have a primary, ladies and gentlemen. There was, okay? Because for these sheep, okay, they listen to whatever the government tells them. Whatever the government tells them, these people are on board with, right? So if they came out, Joe came out and said, all right, I'm not going to run for president, you know what I mean? And so I'm going to endorse Kamala, you know what I mean? And that's how it goes. Now, if there's someone else in the Democratic Party or whatever, wants to run against her, then you set the primary up. You do the primary anyways, even if she goes unopposed. You know what I mean? You want to see what her numbers look like right from the get-go. Not all of a sudden she has, at the time, her numbers were below Trump. Let's say Biden's numbers were below Trump, and then they stick her in there. She gets those numbers, and of course, with help from the leftist media, her numbers are going up. How could this be, right? And if she loses, right, they'll be like, how is that possible? The numbers were saying this and the numbers were saying that, and it's just a bunch of crap. The mainstream media is doing exactly what they did with Obama when he was running. Yeah, I mean, I kind of forget like how his campaign really shot off, to be honest with you. That comment was from Mr. B. I just, again, I was Democrat at the time. So I was just falling in line with all of them. But I was taught, Democrats are great, Republicans bad. Don't ever vote Republican. Republican bad. And I'm like, I couldn't believe, number one, it took me so long to open my eyes. But unfortunately it did. And look, you're seeing it right there on the screen. A lot of those people are the same way that I was. And unfortunately, it's like a little late to, change their mind now, right? Because they're already voting with fake numbers. That's the way I see it. Too bad. Just too bad. All right. Let's finish some of this up.
Everyone whose story could only be written in the greatest nation on earth, I accept your nomination to be President of the United States of America.
The Harris-Walz ticket is now pushing forward with the shortest presidential campaign in modern history.
What did you hear from voters here?
People are very optimistic.
We joined them on the trail as they visited the battleground of Georgia, just 68 days from the election.
And then after the first break, they ran this puff piece.
As voters are getting to know Kamala Harris, they want answers on how she will make their lives better. She heard that here at Sandfly Barbecue in Savannah.
What we're going to do to increase access to capital for small businesses, I'll be rolling out next week. Part of what
She
we're gonna
drives
do
me
in
crazy
terms
with
of
her
the
hand
tax
movement.
credit.
She
On the
really
trail,
does.
She talks about her experience, years in the courtroom as a district attorney and eventually California's attorney general. She wants to reframe the contest as the prosecutor versus the felon.
I know Donald Trump's type. I've been dealing with them my whole career.
The former president is turning to a well-defined playbook of personal attacks.
I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
And in just 12 days, the nominees will meet face-to-face for the first time.
She's not a good debater. She's not a smart person. She doesn't want to debate.
If you've got something to say it to my face.
I don't
CNN
worry, honey.
is a joke for
He's
pretending that
gonna
this would
say
be
it
a
to your
legitimate
face,
effort
no
to
doubt
probe
about
Harris.
that.
That editing wasn't appropriate on either of those moments. And when CNN's Dana Bash did initially ask some substantive questions, there was no follow-up and there was just rambling and off-track answers. Harris was asked about why she backflipped on fracking, but there wasn't much pushback.
2019, I believe, in a town hall, you said you were asked, would you commit to implementing a federal ban on fracking on your first day in office? And you said, there's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. So yes. So it changed in that campaign?
In 2020, I made very clear where I stand. We are in 2024, and I've not changed that position, nor will I going forward. I kept my word, and I will keep my word.
Harris had previously called for illegal immigration to be decriminalised, but when she responded to this fact, the reporter just let her ramble.
Another question about something that you said in 2019 when you first ran. There was a debate. You raised your hand when asked whether or not the border should be decriminalized. Do you still believe that?
I believe there should be consequence. We have laws that have to be followed and enforced that address and deal with people who cross our border illegally, and there should be consequence. And let's be clear, in this race, I'm the only person who has prosecuted transnational criminal organizations who trafficking guns, drugs, and human beings. I'm the only person in this race who actually served a border state as Attorney General to enforce our laws, and I would enforce our laws as president going forward. I recognize the problem.
In truth, Harris is part of an administration which has an out-of-control illegal immigration issue, and the journalist failed to press further on this fact. And after these more serious questions, it got super weird, fluffy, and very promotional. Rather than digging into her record of policies, they started asking about the amazing moment Biden stepped aside for her.
And we have some never-before-shared details about the phone call that changed everything between President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris.
Really? That's your big exclusive? Well, it better be good. Let's check it out.
My family was staying with us, and including my baby nieces, and we had just had pancakes and, you know, Auntie, can I have more bacon? Yes, I'll make you more bacon. And then we were sitting down to do a puzzle. And the phone rang, and it was Joe Biden.
Why is he there?
And he told me what he had decided to do. And I asked him, are you sure?
You think that she is like she was trying to get some crocodile tears going? I mean, come on, check this out. I think she's trying to get some crocodile tears coming, but I don't think it works out for her that well.
I asked him, are you sure? And he said yes.
Look at her.
And
trying to get the jaw to quiver.
And that's how I learned about it.
Wow, compelling stuff. Harris has been hiding from hard-hitting interviews since launching her campaign, and this was actually an opportunity for CNN to really test her candidacy. Instead, it is clear that this joke of a network simply wanted to promote her. It wasn't journalism, it was an endorsement.
Mr. B just comments, pancakes and puzzles and happiness and bunny farts and flowers. Yeah, that's, I hope I read that the way you intended it to be heard there, B. Oh, man, I can't. It's, I don't know. Well, I do know. I shouldn't say I don't know, but because I do know that this, you know, kind of stuff is just, you know, first of all, it's like a coup. Okay. and getting Biden, out of his position, and why wouldn't you think it's easier for them to put her out there? Do you think that they all said that they had the best chance for her to beat Trump? I mean, the best person is her to beat Trump. Excuse me. And then you get this Waltz guy. I mean, why was he? Hi, Winnie. Thanks for watching. Why wasn't he? Why was he there? You know what I mean? Why was Waltz there? Give me a call, 508-974-4231. Get in on the action, whether if you're for her or you're not for her. Just give me a call and we can talk about it. I mean, so Trump, he tears into Dana Bash. She's the one who did the puff piece with Kamala. Kamala. And Trump's at one of his rallies, and Trump. I think, in all honesty and fairness, again, there's been a few moments where my wife and I are like, "Oh, Jesus, don't talk like that." You know what I mean? You don't have to. You have the voters now. Okay. Now you're trying to, you got to appeal to the swing votes, Mr. Trump. You got, and you got to settle down with the rhetoric. All right. Save it for the debate, because, she's going to babble and she's going to be incoherent. She's not going to, why do you think that she wants cheat sheets? This is coming from the campaign. They want her to bring in fucking notes and shit. What the hell kind of bullshit is that? Right? You're going to debate somebody, you just debate them. Right? She wants to be able to sit down, listen, me as a voter, I want to see her stamina. I want to see if she could stand up for 90 minutes around a podium and speak and do whatever you need to do. God forbid, number one, she wins. God forbid, number two, like, can you picture her at the UN and have to give like a 60-minute speech? You know what I mean? What is she gonna do? Oh, can I have a chair? Take the podium away. I want to sit down. Oh, come on. All right, let's listen to Trump. Ripping into her.
Whether you like it or not, we're becoming a drug-infested nation. So we better get our act together. Years ago, centuries ago, China was taken over numerous times by smaller nations, much smaller nations, because they were all drugged out from the opium fields and all of that. And then one of their very powerful leaders said no more, and they ended it. And we're going to have to end it too, because we're really a country that we're a failing nation in a lot of ways. What they've done to our country is incredible. What is Kamala, who's a total lightweight? Did you see her on television last night? This is going to be the president. This is going to be the president of our country? I don't think so. Sitting propped up in a desk with this guy, this Tampon Tim. And it's the first interview she's done in, like, nobody's ever seen anything like it. And if you're too weak to do a one...
Look, it is... This is one of the things, right, that it doesn't kind of piss me off for what he just said, because this guy if you read what he did in him being governor or whatever, the guy's like a lunatic. You know what I mean? You want to put tampons? Well, they do. They put tampons in boys' bathrooms, right? Why? I don't know. Okay. Number two, I thought it was funny. Number three, he's not a politician. He wasn't a politician when he first ran. He says what's on his mind. He says it off the cuff. Is some of it like like I said, you sit back and you're like, oh, what'd you say that for, right? But that's just him. It doesn't make it doesn't the way society is now and the way the Democrats have switched the culture of this country. It's like you can't say anything to anybody anymore without offending them in any way. I haven't seen a good comedian show in the longest time, man. It's rare if you find something enjoyable on YouTube to check out a new comic because they censor so much, you know. Anyhow, I think we are becoming weak as a nation, man. I don't care what people do with their lives. I honest to God don't. But social media, your kids, your son, your daughter. I mean, come on. There are articles out there. Go and read them. Not everything is covered all the time. You got this small town or small city, say like Fall River, and they got their own paper of crazy shit that goes on. But in bigger cities like Philadelphia and New York, I mean, there's chats that you can go to, man, and they encourage you to end your life. Excuse me. All right, that's, ladies and gentlemen, go research it. I'm not pulling your leg, man. I swear to you, you go and research it, and it's out there. It is. Okay, we're becoming soft as a nation. Let's listen to more of Mr. Soon-to-be President Trump again.
One-on-one interview with a person that was so soft. I know Dana. She's always, always nasty. She was so nice to the Democrats. It's much easier to be a Democrat, but we don't agree with their policies because their policies will destroy our nation. So we can't do that. We can't do that. But it was a very weak interview from the standpoint of CNN. I think CNN should be ashamed of themselves.
And welcome
if that were me,
Coffee Shop. I am the host, Blaizeman. Where you calling from, and who are you?
Hi, folks. Your old friend, Mr. B here, calling from Epping, New Hampshire. Almost 3 New Hampshire governors, my friend. How you doing?
That's my boy B. That's my boy B. How are you today, sir?
I'm sitting, I'm watching you playing a thing about Trump was talking about Kamala Harris and this Waltz guy or whatever else. I remember years ago they had a problem with tampons. OP and Rely tampons, they had something that was called toxic shock syndrome being caused by these tampons. And I look at this and I hear it and I just heard what Trump had said. And it fits. It really fits. Tim Walz is a toxic shock syndrome on this nation and should not be running for vice president. This is a guy who ought to be tossed out aside and long forgotten. But unfortunately, the mainstream media and the left-wing dingbats, for lack of a better word, are taking and shoving people aside, all and putting this guy in front of us, all in favor of pushing forward their wet job agendas, their tampons in boys' bathrooms, and their freak shows, reading story times, small children in libraries. This is craziness that it needs to be stopped.
I agree. I agree with you, sir. I do. This guy, I looked up, his record, and I started to read it a little bit more, and I don't know what this guy's done. No, I've never heard of this guy at all. Nobody has, you know? And then when we start to find out about a little information about him, he's like a wackadoodle. You know, he's like
Anybody who sits around and watches Minneapolis burn and says, "Oh, this is just this is supposed to be peaceful protest," has got to have their head so far up their ass that they can see the inside of their eyeball.
wow, I agree, buddy. And thank you so much for the call, B. You're my boy, as always. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, I got to tell you right now, you got to watch Politicking with Mr. B, a special this Monday, 7 p.m. Mr. B, go ahead, man. Plug your show.
Yeah, we have the gubernatorial candidate.
B, find a different area. B, you're lagging. We're losing you a little bit. Find a different area. Walk around the house. There you go. He'll move and call back. But yeah, he absolutely does have a great show this Monday. Okay, and then we'll follow up with him again on Wednesday night. But Monday is special politicking with Mr. B, and he's gonna. Oh, gee, I gotta get these other reporters that are on the FFN network. And they got to start emailing me stuff, Okay, but he's got B's got like this big Congress guy. He's running, in the state of New Hampshire. The voting out there is getting intense, and let me tell you something. Mr. B has got real politicians, real people that are running for governor, and in other Jesus, he's had so many candidates on his show, Politicking with Mr. B. Now, I understand a lot of people that watch our shows are from different states and out of country, but just the idea of watching a good politicking show, and you know again, you get to see stuff on FFN network that unless you live around that area, you'll get to see. So again, that's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to get to, and Mr. B is doing a fantastic job. So don't forget to check his show out Monday night, FFN Network special, Politicking with Mr. B, and Mr. B is going to have the running mate on there, and he'll get back to me. He'll either text something in there in the comment section on who he's got coming on the show, and I'll repeat that for y'all, so you don't want to miss that. So let's finish listening to Mr. Trump. Yeah,
Aren't there? Sir, I heard you want the death penalty for drug dealers. Well, I heard you want the death penalty. If that were me, aren't there? Sir, I heard you want the death policies because their policies will destroy our nation. So we can't do that. We can't Democrat. But we don't agree with their policies because their policies will destroy our nation. So we can't do that. We can't do that. But it was a very weak interview from the standpoint of CNN. I think CNN should be ashamed of themselves. If that were me, aren't there? Sir, I heard you want the death penalty for drug dealers. Why? Well, I'd like to end the drug epidemic, if that's okay. Remember this, and I said it. Every drug dealer, on average, kills 500 people. That's not mentioning all of the families that are destroyed forever. They're destroyed forever.
That's right, Trump.
And we have to do something about it because we are becoming, and we are, a drug-infested nation. We have to do something. And if you did that meaningfully, you will, in 1 week,
that's the truth. That's a fact.
The drug problem. Nobody's going to be selling drugs.
Nobody's going to be selling drugs. You heard them. All right. Yeah. So Trump added RFK Jr. That's Robert F. Kennedy's son, and Tulsi Gabbard. Now, those are two Democrats that, like, boom, jumped ship, and of course now the Democratic Party is going to, attack them and all of those things to that nature. You know what I mean? But let's listen to a little bit of what Chelsea Gabbard here has to say. All right. Listen to a little bit of my boy Hannity. I just like Hannity. What can I say? All right, let's check it out. Check it out. Talk. Gonna go take a break.
Yesterday, Tulsi called out Kamala for trying to change the debate rules against Trump. Now, during the 2020 campaign, Tulsi Gabbard completely humiliated Kamala on the debate stage shortly before she suspended her campaign. This is a great moment. You may remember it.
Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Telling
Checkmate.
ya.
Anyway, meanwhile, Democratic strategist James Carville said Americans are hoping the debate is like a train wreck, just like the one in June. Take a look.
It's going to get an enormous rating. Why? Because there's nothing more that America likes than a train wreck. And they saw one on June 27th. So they're going to tune in hopes they see another train wreck. People just love train wrecks. They'll line up forever. And, the last one they saw was one, maybe the biggest ever. And they'll be watching anticipation come September 10th.
Here with reaction, 2020 presidential candidate Tulsi Gabbard. By the way, you're not on.
That's surprising from him, Colbert. I mean, this dude is like the huge, he's a huge liberal Democrat. I think he was like the lead guy for the Clinton clan there. So.
On the terror watch list any longer, are you, Tulsi? Another shocking story.
Yeah, can you believe this? That they have her on the terror watch. They have her on the terror watch. I don't know if she's a former congresswoman or former senator, and she's on terrorist. She's on a terrorist list. I don't think she got off of it yet. What the hell was that? Oh, let's see if that does it again. All right, whatever. Let's listen. You know what? I'm going to go to a break, okay? And stick around for more of The Coffee Shop with yours truly, Blaizeman. I'll be right back. Stick around. Have some more fun. Talk some more stuff. About 4 minutes.
My name is Steven, your public relations officer at FFN Media Network. We believe that every story deserves to be heard. Every voice deserves to be amplified, and every idea deserves to shine. As a small media company, we are committed to creating a platform where content creators, visionaries, and changemakers like you can thrive. You might say to yourself, why do we need FFN Network? Well, let me tell you what we can do for you. 1, our mission is simple: empower, elevate, and engage. We are not just another media outlet. 2, our producers will help you build your show, add content, and put you on 15 different platforms. 3, we help you promote your show. Whether it is through captivating articles, thought-provoking videos, or inspiring podcasts, we are here to help you make a difference. What sets us apart? At FFN Media Network, we embrace hard work. Our team of talented producers and creators come from all social classes, ensuring that our content reflects a rich tapestry of experiences, cultures, and viewpoints. Join the FFN team. Join FFN Media Network and be part of a community that celebrates creativity, authenticity, and positive impact. Let us amplify your voice and share your story on FFN Network and with the world. Get to know our founder, Blaise St. Pierre, the new guy in the media industry. So if you have a great idea for a show or a business and want to place an ad on FFN Network, give us a call at 774-704-5145 or email us at ffnnetwork9@gmail.com and join the FFN Network family. Thank you. FFN Network.
Well, I've got spare parts from my last broken heart. Somehow more than what I had to start. Yeah, I've got spare parts. I tried to fix it best I remembered it. I hope it runs when I fire it up, 'cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use, what's left of it might be a perfect fit, 'cause I got spare parts. Took a piece of you, like lovers often do. I'll try to make it good as new, 'cause I got spare parts. So if you see something that you might need, anything you can use, what's left of it might be the perfect fit, 'cause I've got spare parts. What's left of it might be the perfect fit, 'cause I've got spare.
Hey, everybody. Good morning and welcome back. And welcome, if you're just joining us, to the coffee shop with yours truly, Blaizeman. So we're listening to Tulsi Gabbard. And I was saying before we went to break that they have this woman on the terrorist watch list. Have you ever heard anything like that in your entire life? Well, they do. Let's listen.
Watch list any longer, are you, Tulsi? Here with reaction, 2020 presidential candidate Tulsi Gabbard. By the way, you're not on the terror watch list any longer, are you, Tulsi? Another shocking story as well. I hope that's all resolved.
Unfortunately, Sean, I wish I could say the same, but it has not been resolved. I've been informed that the targeting. Unfortunately, Sean, I wish I could say the same, but it has not been resolved. I've been informed that the targeting package that the TSA created for me when they put me on the secret domestic terror watch list is still operational.
That is insane, and we'll stay on that case as well. All right, that was a verbal beatdown, and you came in, you were armed with facts, also reports that you are part of Donald Trump's debate prep team. What do you tell him, without giving away private conversations you may have, about debating Kamala Harris? Because she did go in with memorized lines to go after Joe Biden, and they were effective to some level.
Yeah, they were. First of all, as you know, President Trump is not a politician at all. He doesn't do traditional political debate prep. He is prepared to debate Kamala Harris anytime, anywhere. I think the only place where I may possibly be of help is really conveying that experience that I had with her on the debate stage that you just played, sharing the kinds of games she will play in order to try to hide her real record from the American people. It is clear that now that she is the candidate running for president on the Democratic ticket, she is saying one thing while her record and her actions over the last 3.5 years prove the exact opposite to be true. She is lying through her teeth every single day, which is incredibly insulting to the American people and voters, because she thinks that we are so stupid that we are going to just forget what she has done over the last 3.5 years and all of a sudden buy this new lie that she is selling us. And, there are too many examples to cite, but you brought up my being on this secret domestic terror watch list. She says over and over again she's going to be the champion and defender of freedom, and yet she and the Harris-Biden administration continue their mission of political retaliation to censor free speech, to go after people like me for criticizing them and their actions and policies. And of course, their foremost target continues to be Donald J. Trump, as we've seen with these new indictments that they've just rolled out. What she says, and this is what I'm encouraging people to pay attention to in this debate and in this campaign, don't listen to what she says, because whenever she opens her mouth, she is selling a lie. Focus on her record, and that's what President Trump will do, expose the truth about who Kamala Harris really is.
And this shows how corrupt the media in the country is, because, you have a wealth of radical statements. If it was Donald Trump making them, they would have played them 1,000 times a day. And they have yet to play Kamala in her own words, which is why I put it up on my website, so it's available for everybody. They can share it on social media with their friends, family, coworkers. So Jason Miller said we had this issue of last-minute changes. Now, Kamala and her team had already agreed to ABC, agreed to the same debate rules that Joe Biden had with Donald Trump. And then all of a sudden, last minute, no, we want the mics on the whole time. Oh, no, we'd like to have the candidates sitting rather than standing. Can we bring in cheat sheets and notes into the debate? Jason Miller's quoted as saying that. I'm like, is that true? Did that happen? Is that evidence of fear on her part?
Well, the interesting thing here is not even Joe Biden asked to be seated during that debate. Not even Joe Biden asked to bring in notes and cheat sheets with him. To me, it just is another proof point and evidence of how unfit Kamala Harris is to be our president and commander-in-chief, and how she is unable to deliver a message that has not been scripted for her by her pollsters and the people behind the curtains who are not only controlling and making decisions for her and what she says and what she now supposedly stands for, but these are the very same people who have been doing this.
Again, I'm going to say this again to all you folk that I said last Sunday on a coffee shop, okay? If you want to get an idea of what you think that the Kamala presidential, gang, how they're running her like a puppet, and as far as her being not smart for the job, things of that nature, watch The Game Changer. I know it's about the Republican Party. It's about Sarah Palin and God rest his soul, the other governor there. Anyways, I can't remember it. So watch it, and then just put Kamala in Sarah Palin's role. Excuse me. Just, I'm telling you, watch The Game Changer. Okay. And let's see what this comment here there is. I got a big comment. I really love getting comments from Kicks and all of that stuff like that. But it's these foreign sites and hello friend, your streams so really well. I'll do you see streaming a lot, but you still not affiliated and partnered. No, I'm not. I haven't spent that much time on Kick. It's something that I have to learn a little bit more. But I appreciate your comment very much. I do. Anyhow, yeah, that screwed me all up. All right, let's finish listening to Telsey.
With Joe Biden as the figurehead over these last 3.5 years, which is a dangerous thing for our democratic republic, because voters need to know that who they vote for is someone that they can hold accountable. How do you hold accountable nameless, faceless people behind the curtains who are the ones actually making these decisions and actually calling the shots?
Yeah. I think it's great that you're a part of it. And, I've gotten to know you a lot over the last year. And I will tell you, it's clear to me you want the best interest of the country. To watch RFK Jr. and yourself get smeared and slandered and besmirched by people that were formerly friends is a little unbelievable.
It shows, unfortunately, and this is one of the reasons I left the Democratic Party, that the people in charge of the Democrat Party of today, they only care about power. And this includes Kamala Harris, obviously at the forefront now of the Democratic Party. She and her people will choose power, their own power, over the people and over the best interests of our country every single day. And that's really the choice between voters. Donald Trump stands for peace, freedom, and prosperity. Kamala Harris stands for more tyranny, taking away our freedom, and more war, pushing us to the brink of nuclear war.
Okay, so that's what Telsey had to say, and she just saved me a lot of trouble of saying it. But listen, I'm telling you right now, you got to watch The Game Changer. Okay, I'm gonna put up the trailer. I found a trailer. I have to. Okay, this guy, he plays the character Steve, that was running that campaign, and kind of handling her. All right. This is how I really think that the Kamala campaign is behind closed doors. I swear to God, I'm telling you. Watch, check it out.
YouTube and the 24-hour news, in the age of YouTube and the 24-hour news cycle. How else do you think a man who has no major life accomplishments is beating an American hero? We need to create a dynamic moment in this campaign, or we're dead. If you are going to seriously consider the governor of Alaska, you have to call her now.
This is Sarah.
This is Kamala.
You know, they say the difference between a hockey mom and a pit bull? Lipstick.
CNN has us even with Obama.
We can really win this thing.
I'm not sure how much she knows about foreign policy.
You can actually see Russia from land here in Alaska.
Oh my God, what have we done?
It wasn't my fault. I wasn't properly prepped.
I miss my baby. I miss sleeping with my baby.
She's on the verge of a complete nervous breakdown.
You're telling me what to say, what to wear, how to talk. I am not your puppet.
I can't control her anymore.
I just don't want to let John down.
She's a great actress, right? Why don't we just give her some lines?
If I am single-handedly carrying this campaign, I'm going to do what I want.
It's not about you. It's about the country.
This isn't the campaign I wanted to run.
See, so there you have it. I'm telling you, just read between the lines if you watch it. It's crazy. Maybe somebody in the Democratic Party, watch this. I don't know. I don't know. We'll watch it. It's called The Game Changer. You might even be able to watch it on YouTube. I'm not sure. That's the problem. She does. She wants. I don't. I mean, listen. We are a republic. That's right, B. We are. We are not a democratic republic. We are a republic. Exactly, brother. Exactly. Um. So the deal here. Eh, wow, we're almost done for the day. Um. I I don't know, man. This is a good one. I like to play this one for y'all. And see, if you can't do it, Kamala, don't try. See, I just tried and I can't do it. I hope y'all got that. Um, this is madness, and we'll break in into it every time we find something ridiculous or truthful. Right? Let's hear it.
Joe Biden is all but gone, but his word salads remain a
A
fixture
little bit
in the
old.
White House, with his VP and Democratic nominee Kamala Harris also falling victim to humiliating mumbles and stumbles. Sky News All-Stars Rita Panahi, Brad Palumbo and Danica DiGiorgio take a look at Kamala Harris's latest embarrassing gaffes and ask, is she the spark of energy the Democrats need? Or is she just Joe Biden 2.0? Joe Biden's word salads were the beginning of his undoing. Constant videos of gaffes filling our social media feeds created distrust in his ability to capably do his job. Kamala Harris was touted as the energetic next generation of Democratic leaders, marketed as having her head screwed on and a firm grip on reality. Sky News All-Star Megyn Kelly slammed Kamala Harris for her own word salads, calling her moronic.
I think the problem for the Republicans right now is that she has such a short runway and that she's not going to be so battle tested. And battle testing Kamala Harris would be a good thing for the Republicans. We've seen her enough, those of us who are in political news and follow her closely, to know she usually sounds moronic. She does. If you give her enough time to talk, she will confuse you with her word salad to the point where you're not sure you and she speak the same language, right? Is it me or is it her? She's not particularly clever. She's not particularly likable. She's reversed herself on everything. She is a far left liberal from San Francisco. So if we give her enough time for exposure, the country will see that.
That's
the problem
right.
for the Republicans right now is they don't have it. They don't have said time.
And the VP had another shocker recently when she made a mess of trying to explain cloud storage.
So you're now no longer are you necessarily keeping those private files in some file cabinet that's locked in the basement of the house.
See, somebody, I mean, she's got long hair. There's no problem for her, someone putting an earpiece in her ear. Okay? All right? They can hide that very well. Technology we got today, right? Look, I'm just saying, because somebody should be screaming in it. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. You are making no fucking sense.
Files in some file cabinet that's locked in the basement of the house. It's on your laptop, and it's then therefore up here in this cloud that exists above us, right?
Y'all listen
It's no
to
longer
this,
in
right?
a physical place.
And in the same interview, Kamala Harris made a
Can you picture her talking to, the president of China or the president of any other goddamn country like that? So our economics with your economics could be in a cloud, and with a cabinet, and I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, man. I got all over this. I know what that is. Anyways, I don't understand, folks. I don't.
Confusing malapropism, where she seemed to not know the definition of infrared light.
See? Watch. Listen.
But by shining this infrared light of our public safety on the fact that her children are not in school.
And Sky News All-Star Danica DiGiorgio exposed more Kamala Harris gaffes that even Joe Biden, who is the king of gaffes, was confused by.
Well, President Joe Biden, no longer burdened by what has been, still looks completely lost, giving a long, vacant stare as Kamala Harris talks. Or maybe that's what everyone does when Kamala Harris talks. Have a listen.
It's an extraordinary testament to the importance of having a president who understands the power of diplomacy and understands the strength that rests in understanding the significance of diplomacy and strengthening alliances. It's an incredible day.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was the first time Joe Biden's ever seen Kamala Harris in real life. And just like Joe, there is a reason they don't like Kamala Harris talking without a teleprompter. Here is her attempt to explain her stance on inflation.
Prices have gone up, and families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more. And we have to understand what that means. That's about the cost of living going up. That's about having to stress and stretch limited resources. That's about a source of stress for families that is not only economic, but is on a daily level.
I hasn't somebody come out with one of those giant hooks a long time ago and just yanked her off?
Saying the Democrats are shielding Kamala Harris from interviews, just as they protected Joe Biden.
No, I'm still trying to parse that one. I mean, look, if anybody's good for a bit of incoherent word salad, it's Kamala Harris. And I can't blame Joe Biden for looking so dazed and confused for once, because I kind of was too, trying to understand that. And I think that's why they shield Kamala from scrutiny, right? She's going through a bit of a honeymoon phase right now. She's up in the polls. She's doing well, but she's probably going to try to evade interviews and press conferences that are free-ranging, because when she's actually just given a microphone and let to just go on, you end up with this bizarre kind of, she always sounds like a kid who didn't do the reading in class in college, who's just like saying words to fill space that don't actually mean anything. It's really, it's something to behold when Kamala is going in full flow.
Oh, it certainly is something to behold, and quite frankly, it is deeply embarrassing.
Cool. I like him. You know, I just said the same thing. I just don't got a jacket and a tie on. You know what I mean? This is a casual coffee shop.
As always, Brad.
Sky News All-Star Gabriella Power doubled down on this, saying Kamala Harris hasn't given one interview to journalists since Joe Biden dropped out of the presidential race.
It's been 2 weeks since President Joe Biden announced he's dropping out of the race without saying why. And the mainstream media have been campaigning hard to make Kamala Harris look like the it girl who can save America. Yet up until about 5 minutes ago, Kamala Harris had not answered one question from journalists, and she still hasn't given an interview where, God forbid, she'd have to answer some tough questions and front up to scrutiny. But why would Kamala Harris do this when she's got outlets like CNN featuring her in CNN style?
Yep.
How's this headline? Look of the week, Megan Thee Stallion and Kamala Harris serve the power pantsuit 2 ways. Oh, and what does the article actually say? 2 suits, 2 women, 1 message. Hotties for Harris. How embarrassing.
Wow.
Look, I don't really have an issue with that campaign. What I have an issue with is the fact that Kamala Harris wants to be president of the United States, is straight up doing a Joe Biden right now, refusing to give interviews so she doesn't trip up because she is bound to, and is instead sitting back, relaxing, and letting the mainstream media do all the work for her, where they churn out glowing articles. How's this from Australia's own ABC? A remarkable new dynamic has emerged in the US election. Kamala Harris can win. Why? Because she's not Joe Biden? Because he's so old and incoherent, essentially anyone is better than him?
Yep.
Has everyone forgotten This is the woman who was part of the Joe Biden cover-up and who has been straight up lying to the American people for years about Joe Biden's cognitive decline. Now, as a woman who would love to see a female president one day, I know we can do better than this. But here is the vice president earlier today reading a brief statement directly from her binder while taking no questions.
Thank you all. Madam Vice President, will you be meeting Evan and Paul when they return?
Many commentators have also criticized Kamala Harris for changing her image and messaging based on her situation and audiences, reveals Sky News All-Star Rita Panahi.
Now, let's hear from the woman who's going to save the world from fascism, according to the loopy left. Here is Kamala speaking out not against radical Islamic terrorism and illegal immigration. No. Here she says we must have the courage to object to the terms radical Islamic terrorism and illegal aliens.
And we must have the courage to object when they use that term, radical Islamic terrorism, which ignores how Muslims have overwhelmingly been the greatest victims of terror. Also have the courage to reject that term illegal alien.
That was Harris talking at a mosque back in 2016, and the timing is important because that was at the height of Islamic State's reign of terror, where they brutally murdered those they considered non-believers, where they abducted, raped and tortured thousands of women and children, including Yazidis. And there is Kamala in 2016 objecting to the term radical Islamic terrorism. But that
crazy, right? You know, they forget that they say these things, right? You know, it's insane. Well, listen, I had a great morning with y'all. Okay, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to the coffee shop with yours truly, Blaizeman. Let's say I love you to my beautiful wife, Miss Tammy. I'll see you when you get home. Thank you for watching the coffee shop, Mr. B. Always a pleasure. You're my boy. Ladies and gentlemen, do not miss his show Monday night, FFN Network special, Politicking with Mr. B. With I do have some info on that. Let me grab that real quick here. Okay. Yeah, so it's Monday night special, 7 p.m. on the FFN Network. Call in and talk live with Chuck Morse, Monday night, 7 p.m. So Chuck Morse is the one running. And this was the only date that Politicking could get with this candidate. So yes, again, you can call into the show. This is a Monday night special with Politicking with Mr. B with Chuck Morse. The phone lines will be open. If you got questions for this candidate, then call in and watch it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say good morning. I want everybody to enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy your day off Monday. Okay? And again, don't forget to check out Politicking with Mr. B. It starts at 7 p.m. There's no timeline. Anyways, check them out. Then check them out again Wednesday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Politicking with Mr. B. So if you miss Monday, you'll get some of the info that happened on Wednesday. Thursday night is the Miss Tammy show with her co-host, me. And of course, Sunday mornings, the coffee shop with yours truly. Everybody take care. Everybody peace and love. Be kind. If you got it, give it. See you later.
You have just watched an FFN Network production.